Hey everyone, when I recently posted my GTX 470 review over on Reddit, I had a user by the name of CarMickey234 put a thought into my head. He basically stated that the thermal paste underneath the IHS is probably dried, and it could benefit from a delid. Well, he's right. The IHS hasn't been removed, and the thermal paste that connects the ASIC to the IHS has never been replaced. It's original from the factory. So I did a bit of research and decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just delid both of my GTX 470s and see what kind of results I can get from it. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you some video of me doing it, and I will get back with the results. As you can see, the thermal paste was very dry on both the underside of the IHS and on the ASIC itself. So I did my first GTX 470, and I had some Noctua thermal paste left, and I did the whole job with my Noctua thermal paste, but I ran out. And I remember that I bought some Cool Laboratory Liquid Ultra to do a delid on my 3570K years ago, and I never ended up doing it. So I had some left. I said, you know what, let's go ahead and try it. I've never worked with it before, and figured, hey, you know what, I'll give it a go. So as you can see, I did take some electrical tape and just kind of corner off the ASIC there, just so I wouldn't get anything on the transistors on the outside, just to protect it. And I had to use it on top of the IHS as well as it connects to the heatsink, because I didn't have any more thermal paste. I have some more coming, but nothing right now. I'll end up removing the liquid ultra from the top of the IHS as it connects to the heatsink, because I believe, from what I can tell looking at the heatsink, there is some aluminum there, and this stuff just does not mix well with aluminum. So copper and nickel plated, copper and nickel only. And the IHS is copper, but it's nickel plated, so it's fine. But aluminum is a no-go, so I'll have to take it all off and then just replace it with some thermal paste. All right, let's stop getting sidetracked and get to the results. I used Rise of the Tomb Raider as my benchmark. I fired up the game. I sat at the beginning level, just let it sit there. GPU usage was 100%. I let it sit there until the temps stabilized. My ambient temperature was 26°C, and this was what the original TIM underneath the IHS, and then knocked to a NTH1 between the IHS and the heatsink. So at stock clock speeds with the fan set to auto, we reached a temperature of 94-95°C, and we pulled 266 watts from the wall. The next test was stock clock speeds as well, but I raised the fan to 100%, and we topped out at 66-67°C, and we were pulling 245 watts from the wall. And then my overclock test was done at 100% fan speed, and we topped out at 87C, and we pulled 378 watts from the wall. All right, so the first result here is with the stock clocks, the auto fan speed, and the before and after are nearly identical. There is a little bit of a difference here on the power consumption, but it's pretty much negligible. Both fan speeds went to 62% during testing, and what I'm thinking here is that the heatsink just got heat soaked, and with the fans only spinning at 62%, it wasn't able to cope with the amount of heat that this GPU is putting out. But it's not all bad news. Looking at our second test with the stock clocks and 100% fan speed, we did see a reduction of temperatures of around 4C. Along with that, we did see some power consumption reduction. Decent result for stock clocks, but let's go ahead and move on to our overclocked results. And looking at our overclock results, we're seeing the biggest reductions as of yet. So we're seeing a 6C reduction in temperatures and a 20 watt reduction in power consumption. So I'm happy with the results that we see here. I was hoping for a bit better results at the stock clocks and auto fan speed, but my guess is that the heatsink just gets heat soaked over time, and the fan speed at only 62% can't compensate. So when NVIDIA released these cards, I think they thought about fan noise more than temperatures. And at 62%, really, it's not that loud. Obviously, when you jump it up to 100%, it's very loud. But I compared my temperatures to some reputable tech sites when these cards were released, and they're actually right in line with everybody else's for the most part. Now, I know my ambient might be a bit higher, but they're still right in line, so it's not anything to be truly worried about. And here's a shot with all the temps put on one screen for you. Again, these power consumption numbers were taken at the wall, so it does not factor in efficiency of the power supply. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. And thanks a lot. Bye.